Let me guess how you look at your business. You either don't really look at numbers at all, you just check the bank account, or you've got a tool somewhere with 27 charts you never open. Most small business dashboards are either non existent or completely useless. They look impressive, but they don't change what you do on Monday. Here's the reality. You don't need more data. You need a short scoreboard that tells you in plain English, are we actually getting better or not? In this video, I'm going to walk you through 7 numbers that actually matter for a small business, how to put them on one simple board, and how to use them to drive your continuous improvement work. By the end, you'll know exactly what to track, how often, and how to talk about it with your team without turning into a full-time accountant. The owner with the fancy software and no clue. I worked with a business owner once who proudly showed me his dashboard. He had a paid analytics tool, multiple charts and graphs traffic, followers, email open rates, all the things I asked him one question. Cool, what decision did you make last week because of this? He paused and said, if I'm honest, none. I just kind of look at it and feel things. That's the problem. A dashboard that doesn't change your decisions is just decoration. What we want instead is a small set of numbers that directly connect to how your system performs and that you're willing to act on. That's your real scoreboard. What makes a number worth tracking? Before I give you the 7 numbers, let's agree on what makes a number worth tracking in the first place. A real KPI should reflect something that actually matters. Profit, cash, speed, quality, customer behavior, team capacity, be influenceable. You and your team can move it with your actions, not just watch it like weather, change your decisions. If this number goes up or down, you're willing to do something different because of it. If a metric doesn't tick those boxes, it's probably a nice to know, not a must know. So with that in mind, let's talk about the 7 that give you a real picture of getting better. Revenue growth rate. First one, simple, revenue growth rate. This tells you, is more money coming in over time or are we just treading water? You can look at it month over month, quarter over quarter, year over year. You don't need to obsess over tiny changes, but you do want to know, are we generally growing, flat, or shrinking? Why it matters for continuous improvement. If you're improving your systems, you should see capacity open up and customer experience improve, which usually supports growth. But here's the key. Growing revenue doesn't mean the business is healthier by itself. So this is one piece of the story, not the whole thing. Gross margin. Second number, gross margin. This is revenue minus direct costs divided by revenue. In plain language, it tells you how much you keep from each dollar of sales after paying for the stuff required to deliver the work. If your revenue is going up but your margin is sliding down, you might be discounting too much, spending more on delivery, getting killed by rework or inefficiency. Why it matters for CI, a lot of continuous improvement work is about reducing waste and rework, which should slowly bump your margin up. A few points of margin improvement without more revenue is effectively a raise for your business. Cash in the bank, a cash flow. Third number, cash. Not theoretical profit, actual cash. You can look at total cash in the bank or simple weeks of operating expenses covered. For example, we have enough cash to cover 6 weeks of normal expenses. Why this matters, you can't improve anything if you're constantly in panic mode. Cash buys you breathing room to fix systems instead of chasing the next deposit with desperation. CI projects that speed up invoicing, reduce delays, improve collections should make this number healthier. Even if you do nothing else, just tracking cash more intentionally changes how you think about spending and pricing. Lead time, order yes, delivery. Number 4 is where we get into real system performance. Lead time. This is how long it takes from the moment a customer says yes to the moment they get what they paid for. In a service business, that could be from signed agreement to first session, from deposit to project kickoff, from work order to job complete. Why it matters. Long lead time ties up cash, frustrates customers, and creates a ton of firefighting when things stack up. As you improve your processes, clarify handoffs, reduce waiting, manage work in progress, you should see lead time shrink. Shorter lead time usually means happier customers, faster cash, fewer things in limbo. That's a real improvement you and feel. On-time delivery or completion rate. Number 5, on-time delivery rate. This is what percentage of the time you do what you said you would do by when you said you'd do it. It could be projects completed by the promised date, jobs done within the agreed window, deliverables sent on or before the due date. Why it matters: reliability builds trust. Trust builds repeat business and referrals. If your on-time rate is low, you're constantly making excuses. Your team is always catching up and stress is high. A continuous improvement system that actually works should push this number up over time. You want to see fewer surprises, fewer last-minute scrambles, and more "we just did what we said we would do." Rework and complaint rate. Number 6, rework or complaint rate. This measures how often you have to do things twice or fix something because it wasn't right the first time. You can track it as number of jobs that needed rework, number of significant customer complaints, number of refunds and credits. Why it matters: rework is pure waste. You're paying twice, often for free. It kills margin and burns out your team. If you start asking 5 whys on your biggest recurring issues and tightening your standards and checklists, you should see fewer do-overs and fewer angry emails. That's improvement you can literally feel in your workload. Customer retention and repeat business. Number 7, customer retention or repeat business. New customers are great, but if they don't come back, you are running on a treadmill. You can track what percentage of customers buy again or renew a contract or stay with you over 6 to 12 months. Why it matters: it's cheaper to keep a customer than find a new one. Retention tells you if your delivery system and customer experience are good enough to earn another yes. If your retention is improving, your systems are probably delivering more consistent value, your team is doing less damage along the way, and your growth becomes more stable. Tie this to your CI work on quality and communication. A one-page scoreboard. Now let's put these 7 together on one board. Grab a whiteboard, a big sheet of paper, or a simple spreadsheet. Create a simple table. Revenue growth, gross margin, cash or weeks of cash, lead time, on-time delivery, rework and complaints, retention, and repeat business. For each one, add target, where you want to be, current, where you are now, trend, better, worse, flat, that's it. No fancy graphs required. The magic is how you use it. Once a week or once every 2 weeks, look at the board with your team. Ask 3 questions. What's moving in the right direction? What's moving in the wrong direction? Which number are we going to focus on improving next? Then pick one number, pick one process connected to it, run one small PDCA experiment to move it. Now your continuous improvement work is anchored to reality, not random ideas. Common KPI mistakes to avoid. Let's hit a few traps that kill dashboards. Mistake 1, tracking too many things. If your board has 25 metrics, nobody remembers them, nobody cares, and you never act on them. Start with 7. You can always add later, but only if you actually use them. Mistake 2, vanity metrics. Vanity metrics look impressive, but don't change your decisions. Stuff like social followers, email list size, website visits. They can be useful upstream, but they're not core health indicators. If a metric changes and you wouldn't do anything differently because of it, it doesn't belong on your main scoreboard. Mistake 3, no owner. If nobody owns a metric, it slowly dies. Give each KPI an owner, not to blame them, but so someone's paying attention. An owner might bring insights to the huddle, suggest experiments, coordinate changes in that area. Mistake 4, reporting, not deciding. If your meetings are just reading numbers out loud and then going back to normal, you're wasting time. Every review should end with, based on this, here's what we're going to try next. Here's the metric we're aiming to move this month. Otherwise, you're doing number theater. A simple 30-day KPI challenge. Here's how to actually put this in play over the next month. Week 1, build your first version. Pick the 7 numbers, set rough targets, fill in your current best estimates. Don't wait for perfect data. Start with what you have. Week 2, start a review habit. Have one short meeting with your key people. Look at the board, ask what stands out, pick one metric to focus on for the next few weeks. Week 3, link it to an experiment. Choose one process that affects that metric. Run a small PDCA experiment. Example, to improve lead time, tighten onboarding, or limit work in progress. Week 4, check and adjust. Look at the metric again. Did it move at all? Decide whether to keep, tweak, or drop the change. Update any standards or checklists if it helped. You've just used a real scoreboard to guide real improvement. 14, close. You don't need more data, you need more decisions. Let me leave you with this. You don't need more data. You need better decisions based on a handful of honest numbers. A simple, brutal little scoreboard that tells you, are we making more? Are we keeping more? Are we getting faster? Are we more reliable? Are we fixing mistakes or repeating them? Are our customers sticking around? If you get in the habit of looking at those and running small experiments to move them, your business will get better, not just busier. If you want help choosing your 7 numbers or building a dead simple board for your specific kind of business, hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment that says 7 numbers plus what you do. I'll keep breaking this down so you're not just working hard, you're watching the right numbers to prove that the work is actually paying off.